Now there is a special type of function called one-to-one function. It is also called as injection. So if every element is going to have let's say two elements should not have the same image, which means if you are going to have some elements from A mapped to the elements of B, then you should see that no two elements of A should go to the same element in B. Okay, what I mean to say is this. Now let us say you have three elements here and you have three elements here. Okay, now when you are mapping one element from here to here, you should not map other element also to the same element. That is the meaning of one-to-one function. If no two elements are mapped to the same element, right, then it is called as one-to-one function. A one-to-one function is a function in which no two elements will have the same image, right? So you can just think of various functions. Now if one element has taken up an element here, then other element should not take that element, therefore it should take a different element, and the other element should not take any of these two elements, therefore it should take a different element. So if you are talking about functions from set A to set B, now if you have three elements here, then how many elements should be there for one-to-one functions to be possible? Definitely at least three, isn't it? If the number of elements present here are less than 3, we will not be able to we will not be able to make a one-to-one function. Therefore the minimum number of elements that should be present in B should be at least as many as the number of elements present in A. So one condition is for sure: the number of elements in B should be greater than or equal to number of elements in A, then only one-to-one function may be possible. Otherwise one-to-one function is not possible. Got it? And the next one is how many one-to-one functions will be there. See this, let us assume that we have 1, 2, 3 elements in this, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements in this. Now if you observe this, the number of ways we can map the first element to make it a one-to-one function is 4. So you can map this one to any of these 4 elements, but the number of elements we can map this one is 3 only. The reason is one of the element is already taken up for mapping for the first element, and the number of elements that we can map here is 2. Got it? Therefore in general, if A is having n elements and B is having m elements, if A is having n elements and B is having m elements, right, then how does it work is, for the first element the number of choices it will have is m, right, and for the second element the number of choices it will have is m minus 1. For the third element the number of choices it will have is m minus 2, so on. For the last element the number of choices it will have is m minus n minus 1, right, or we can say m minus n plus 1. Therefore this is the total number of one-to-one functions possible from a set A to set B. Now if you want to simplify it and write it in an expression, you can write it this way: m p n. You remember this notation from permutations and combinations, right? m p n, right? In case if both m and n are equal, then the number of one-to-one functions possible is m p n. Got it? So how to understand this one-to-one functions? No two elements should have the same image in B. It is possible only when B is having more elements than A, at least as many elements as A, right? So if it is already given that a function is one-to-one, then it is very clear that if images of two elements are same, then it definitely means that these two elements are same. So if it is a one-to-one function and if you see that images of two elements are same, then it should definitely follow that these two elements are same. Remember that point, right? Otherwise it cannot be one-to-one function. Okay, fine. See this question: if there are exactly 120 one-to-one functions possible from A to B, then which of the following is not true? So they are saying that the total number of one-to-one functions possible is 120. So what is total number of one-to-one functions possible? MPN, isn't it? Now let's see this. So first one is the number of elements in A is 5 and B is 5. With 5 and 5, will 120 functions be possible? Yes. So why? If you write this MPN formula, it is going to be 5p5, and 5p5 is 120. You can check it. Then what about this one, 5p4? 5p4 is also equal to 120. You can check it. And what about this, what is this, 6 and 3, right? 6p4, 6p3, 6p3 will also be equal to 120. And what about this one, 4p5? Oh, it is not possible at all. So no one-to-one functions will be possible with this configuration, isn't it? The reason is you have 5 elements to map, but then you have only 4 elements to take as images. Therefore here definitely 2 elements are going to should at least map to one element here. At least 2 elements have to map to one element here. Therefore no one-to-one functions are possible here, right? It is false. Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.